What's going on, guys? This is Gainz Gaming. Today we are talking about my best performing commanders in this most recent KVK, detailing how many kills each commander got and the pairings I used throughout KVK. I do this every single time we have a KVK just so you guys can see what the best performing commanders are, because a lot of times this will help people figure out, should I invest in this commander based on how they are performing on other people's accounts. So we have 13 different commanders that we use throughout KVK. These were the most recent pairings I was using in the open field. So at the end of the KVK, I was using Zhuge and Hermann, Scipio and Ragnar Prime, Zhuge and Alex, Huo Qubing and Arthur, and then Nevsky and Joan, as well as my 6th March was my ranged march. Now I was primarily using this with infantry. I was either using Charles Martel and Gonzalo or Ragnar Prime and Gonzalo, kind of switching them around. I did use a little bit of the Epic Siege commanders. We'll kind of just go through that right now just to get them out of the way because I did not really use them all that much. But Catherine, I got 175,000 kills with her. And then with Narcissus, I got 39,000 kills with him. So not really applicable in this scenario because I barely use them. So we're just going to rule them out right away. But without further ado, let's go over the number 13 ranked commander, and that is Gonzalo. Because, I mean, first of all, I barely used him, but also it was only at the very end of KVK. He finished with a total of 837,643 total kills. Obviously, starting at 0 kills, I used one of my swaps on him to fully expertise him. And I'm super excited to see what I can do with ranged combat going forward. I think this is going to be the future of Rise of Kingdoms, incorporating siege into your murder ball. So I'm excited to see what the future looks like for Gonzalo, and I'm very glad that I expertised him. Coming in at number 12 is another commander that I just expertised this KVK, and similarly one that I used the swap for, and that is Arthur. Arthur started obviously at 0 kills, and he finished with 2,494,296 total kills. Like I said, I was using him with Huo Qubing during Kingsland. So I was very, very happy with how Arthur was performing. I think he is a must-use commander in 2025. If you have not expertised him, I would highly encourage you to do so in the future. I think he is certainly one of the top priorities in the game, especially if you're using cavalry. Coming in at number 11 is a commander that I actually benched this KVK, and that is Guan Yu. Guan Yu started the KVK at 31,601,000 kills and finished with just over 34 million, getting 2,606,006 kills during this KVK. Like I said, he was benched after the Zone 5 fight because I expertised Ragnar Prime. I actually expertised 3 different commanders this KVK, which is pretty insane, but we'll talk about Ragnar Prime later in this video. Coming in at number 10 is another commander that I benched this KVK, and that is because of how it was performing, and that was William Wallace. Now, this is not me saying that I regret William Wallace or that he is a bad commander. I still think he is one of the best infantry commanders in the game, but the way that I was having to fight made it so that I needed to use Alexander the Great with my Zhuge because of how the murder balls were working. And so I didn't want to, but I felt like I had to bench William Wallace and use Alexander the Great with Zhuge rather than William Wallace and Zhuge. Because with the configuration of my marches, my Zhuge and William was often the one that was going around into the murder ball and being killed immediately. So having that instant proc damage and being able to retreat it faster and still be able to get damage on the field was making a huge difference. So William Wallace finished with 2,642,928 total kills in the Zone 5 fight and was benched after that. Now coming in at number 9, this is a commander that actually gets lower and lower on this list every single KVK, which is pretty interesting, and that is Scipio Prime. Scipio Prime was used the entire KVK, used a lot of times with Ragnar Prime. He finished with a total of 3,481,650 kills. Pretty low on this list in my opinion. I'm actually very shocked at how low it is. And it was the same situation last KVK. So this is something I need to keep an eye on as to why Scipio is, just not really getting that many kills. Now coming in at number 8, like I was saying before, we expertised Ragnar Prime this KVK. So he finished with a total of 4,491,804 kills. I did also use him with ranged combat. I did post a full video on this. If you want to check out that video, it is a video that says I swapped for Gonzalo ... So if you want to check that out and see how it traded, I would highly encourage you because it actually did pretty good with the extra rage production from Ragnar Prime. And now here we are at number 7. This is going to be Hermann Prime. Hermann Prime is such a great commander, and even though my archers were getting toasted every single time I went in the field, he still did amazing. He finished with 5,074,922 total kills, bringing him at just over 13 million kills over the time of me using him. And very closely was Zhuge at number 6, coming in at 5,164,695 total kills. Now we are about to crack our top 5, so I want you to think in your head who you think is going to be in this top 5 ranking. Give you a second here. And number 5 is going to be Huo Qubing. Huo Qubing, like I said, I moved him around quite a bit this KVK. It wasn't really consistent. At the beginning in KVK, I had him matched up with Ragnar Prime, which did fantastic. And then after I expertise Arthur, I was using Huo Qubing and Arthur, which also did very, very well. I also was trying out Nevsky with Ragnar Prime, and so when I did that, I was using Huo Qubing with Joan Prime. So I used him with 3 different commanders in this KVK, but starting our top 5 list, he finished with 5,255,814 total kills, just under 30 million kills so far. Now at number 4, we have Alexander the Great. He is just a killing machine. He finished the KVK with 5,444,235 total kills, still the number 1 in my kill rankings on my entire account with just under 70 million total kills. And now coming into our top 3 list, these 3 are pretty much always our top 3, but number 3 is going to be Joan Prime. She finished with a whopping 7,482,598 total kills, just over 53 million total kills in her lifetime. And now coming down to our top 2, Nevsky actually beating out Joan of Arc Prime, which typically she beats him out every single KVK, but he finished with 8,171,383 total kills, bringing him over 60 million kills. He is actually catching up to Alexander the Great. So I don't know what it is about the name Alexander, but they are just so good at racking up those kills. And finally, I'm sure you guessed it, number 1 is the man, the myth, the legend, Zhuge, finishing with a total of 8,418,663 total kills, bringing him just under 40 million, which Zhuge, if you are not using Zhuge, this is every single time, you need to be using him. He is the best commander in the game, hands down. If you expertise one commander, it's Zhuge. He is just absolutely fantastic, must-use commander. Now I finished this KVK with just over 57 million kills throughout the KVK. I did go over the season retrospect earlier today, so if you do want to check that out, you can see the full amount of my stats here in the season accolade, but you can see I killed 57,065,051 total units throughout this KVK, broken down through all those commanders that I mentioned in this video. If you guys enjoyed the video, do me a favor, drop a like and subscribe. I do this every single KVK, so make sure you don't miss it next time and you subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching and have a great rest of your day.